morning. Welcome mpenzi mutazamaji. Kipindi hapa ni Nuru ya Asubuhi, and we're here for Lifestyle Tuesday, and we're glad that you are joining us. Thank you for making your time and making room for us this morning. Tunakushukuru sana. And today being Lifestyle Tuesday, as I mentioned earlier or yesterday, today we'll be talking about career talks. And I don't know if you've ever been in this situation where you look at your work environment and you regret why you went to work there. You know, because you feel, was I called to do this? Maybe it's in banking. You're like, am I called to sit down and count money and all of that? And so there are those issues that come up when it comes to matters, career. And career can really affect, and it matters a lot. So today we have a counselor with us who will be helping us to understand more when it comes to careers. What is the right career? What should I do? When should I know this is it? That is our discussion of the day. And we have with us a retired teacher. She was teaching business in the high schools, and also taught a bit in the universities. And also she is right now a counselor, a trained and practicing counselor. That is none other than Nancy Gigi, who is with us today. I hope you're ready to learn. Ask any questions you have on the number that's on your screen, and also on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to Tusemezane. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very fine. I'm doing well.
Karibu.
Asante sana.
It's been a minute. Happy New Year.
Oh my. Happy New Year. You are in March.
Yeah,
but
in March.
I've not been here this year.
Yes.
And I want to appreciate that God gives opportunities. When the right time comes,
yes,
He makes it happen.
He makes it happen. It is beautiful in its time.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
So I'm doing well.
And
I thank God.
Amazing.
Yes, I'm doing well in my family, in my business. Yeah, our business is Better Days Counseling Agency. We are next to the DCS office at Bahati Center. And we are meeting clients there.
Awesome.
And at this time, our main clients are students who have done Form 4. Because they want to complete, they want to make the applications so they can go to university and do courses and all that. So today I have come to talk about, we want to talk about how do you choose a career that is right for you.
Okay.
The word here is choose.
Choose.
You have a deliberate action. Yeah, you choose. There are so many things, Emily, that we don't choose. Like we don't choose when we are born.
Yeah.
Our birthdays. There are people who celebrate birthdays after, 4 years in February. Because you can't choose when you are going to be born.
I know.
You don't choose your parents.
Yeah.
You don't choose the tribe where you were born. But there are some things you choose. Like when did you go to Form 1? You had a choice, but maybe you decided to flow.
Yeah.
After Form 1, you went up to Form 4, you did your KCSE, you had a choice, but you decided to flow. And so this time we are saying that choosing a career should be a deliberate action. Don't take it for granted and just move and flow with the current time.
Yeah.
And I am one person who was flowing with current.
Oh.
When I was young, I really didn't know what I would become. When others were saying when I grow up, I become a teacher, I never had a dream of what I'm going to become. Because again, my background was a bit challenging. And it's like, I don't know even whether I'll finish.
Okay.
All the way up to A levels, I still was thinking, I should drop out and help my parents because there are siblings behind me, my bonus fees, nanini.
Yeah.
So it's like I never had a big dream.
Okay.
And that time we never had career guidance as we have today. So I ended up with university. I did a certain degree, which I'm not going to mention here because it is also good for others. It wasn't good for me. And when I started working, I could not do that work. It required somebody who was different from me. And so I struggled. I left that kind of job. And then I became a teacher where I've enjoyed my life as a teacher. And I also discovered, when I was a teacher, I discovered that because I'm an extrovert and I'm social, I can carry people's burdens. And when you carry people's burdens, now you become sick. Because everybody tells you now, I have lost this one, my mom has done this one, I have lost a parent here, my studies are difficult. And it's like, I wish I could perform a miracle. And so, unabeba mizigo sasa. So, unakuwa mgonjwa. So, I discovered that I needed to do counseling. And when I did counseling, when I was doing my thesis, I zeroed in on careers. So that's why my career is my expertise, but I can also do the other things. So going to the point here is, which career is good for you? Which career is good for you?
Well, it was also back and forth for me before I decided, because it's always different. You know, before we realize ourselves, I think we go around a lot before we come to realize now which career is good for me.
You know why that answer is not straight? Because this person I'm talking about, like you now, you have never gone to, let's say you have never worked. You only see people going to work.
Exactly.
And so when you see a banker smart in a suit and a tie, now you imagine that is work. Or you when you go to hospital and you find nurses running up and down in uniform, that's what you imagine. This is nursing, or this is being a doctor, or this is being an engineer, and this is what. So you have never entered that field, and there is so much that you don't know. But now you have to choose. Yet you don't know. Again, when you are at that age, after Form 4, you're still growing. You're still in your young adulthood. You have just left your adolescence. You're now entering young adulthood. You still don't know who you are. You're still trying to identify who you are. Even the values that you hold, you still don't know whether they are your values or they belong to your parents. You still don't know who you are. And yet you're supposed to make a decision that is going to affect your life.
And you have a short time span.
And it is worse when you don't even know where to go.
I know.
You see? So here you are like pressurizing a student. Enda kwa cyber. We jaza.
Jaza chochote.
Okay, jaza.
Time iko karibu kuisha.
Alafu hii coops ina kukata. Because there is also the
grading,
the grading, the weighted average and all the rest. Then you find that sijaingia hapo wananikata. Sasa ni kama wao ndio wata decide where you are going. But you see, it is you who is going to be there. You know, the Bible says in Psalms 1:27 that unless the Lord builds a city, the builders labor in vain. Choosing a career is building a house. A house we're going to live in. So it's up to you. If you build a house which will be leaking, then you live in it. So you have to find out. Or you choose you build a house in a location where you cannot access. Like unaenda kule Menengai juu, unajenga nyumba hapo. Na ili hali you are disabled.
Wololo.
Where's panda hiyo mlima kwenda kwako? Nani ulije? Ulijenga.
So how do we get to choose?
Now you choose a career by, there are only 3 steps. Or
3 steps?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 steps. But the first step is know who you are. You really need to know who you are. You know, there are 2 terms that are used in careers. That is career guidance and career counseling. Now, career guidance is giving you information. Like I'll tell you, how do you find who you are? And I'll tell you, take a personality test. Okay? Take an interest inventory test. And these things, you can get them online. But that test is designed. It is you are interacting with a system, not a person. It's not like when you come to me and I give you a career assessment. I'll not give you a test, I'll give you a career assessment. So as I give you that career assessment, when you go back, you will start now. I even ask you to go and ask people, how do people describe you? How does your mom think about you? What are your abilities? Maybe your mom can tell us about your abilities. So when I give you that, when you get that information, now you go and,
you are.
Yes, you introspect. You say, Banda, by the way, I think I can do this. I've been admiring it. I've been thinking I can be this. But by the way I have been given that information, I think I can do it. Or I think this is good for me. So that is now career education or career guidance. Then career counseling is now where you come and we find out, I give you information to help you make your own decision. But the counseling, you don't advise. you don't give advice and I think you should do this. Because if it kikikuramba huko mbele, you'll be saying, ni vile aliniambia.
Yeah.
So, in choosing a career, you first of all look at your personality.
Okay.
Personality, it can never change. Who you are will never change. And you see, personality helps us to understand or to predict what you are likely to do or how you are likely to behave given a certain situation.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
So, when because a personality is as a result of, it tells us why you act that way you do, the way you act. So, it tells us if that is how you act, if you are put in this work environment, this is how you are going to respond or to act. Let me give you an example. If you are an extrovert, you like talking. And it is your trait. If you get to a place where you are told silence, not talking all day, you will feel you have used a lot of energy to moderate yourself. Because unasikia kuongea, lakini hutaki kuongea. Because tumeambiwa, you keep quiet. Suppose now you go to a career which requires you to talk. Like you go to a fast food. I like giving examples of a fast food. You know, a fast food, they have to keep talking and running up and down. They have a lot of energy. Or salesmanship. Yeah? There you'll talk to this client, anakureject, you talk to another one, anakureject, huyu anakununulia, huyu anakureject, and you still keep talking because that's a personality.
Yeah.
Give that to an introvert. Ataongea kwanza, amoreject, pili as I withdraw.
Yeah.
You see?
So the personality does not match.
It doesn't match that work. So you have to find out, what is my personality like? What are my traits? The next thing you look at is your passion. Okay. And people will tell you what your passion is. Like they like your people who are very close to you, they can see what do you really like. You can also tell what do I like. Like for instance, go to school. When you go to school and you find when the students are free, that is when their passion comes out. Or when they don't have a real program. Or even at home, when you don't have a real program, ni nini hiyo unakuta unafanya? Look at our children. Kuna mtoto mwenye hawezi osha vyombo. Ukiwaambia sasa share work, ata avoid vyombo sana. Na lakini atakuwa na another area yenye anapenda. So it tells you that you can really see your passion. If you have animals at home, there is somebody who does not even know hii ng'ombe ilizaliwa lini, na hii inaitwa lini, na hii ni ya miaka ngapi. Lakini kuna mwenye atakwambia everything about those animals.
Exactly. They are passionate.
Yes. There is somebody, munaenda nje mnakuta sasa you have a good meal. Mnakula kuku na nini. Then kuna mwingine atasema, by the way, nyumbani kuna kadogi. Tubebe mafupa. Na mwingine, it doesn't click. So you don't have that passion. Unaenda shamba. Mwingine atatembea shamba kama mifuko iko kwa mkono. Mikono iko kwa mfuko. Lakini mwingine anaona this mahindi haigrow vizuri ama this and this. So that's how you look at your passion.
So passion, it is passion,
personality and passion. Passion drives you. It is passion that makes you to go that extra mile. Okay. And your employer will know that you are not passionate. Imagine you are at front office and you're not passionate about that work. The first greet and meet, the first time a client comes or a customer comes, the way you respond to them, they will tell that. So ungewekwa huko nyuma sasa uandike vitabu, mwingine alete hapa mbele hata kama ana masomo yako. You see? Then you look at your interest. What leaded, where do you find your interest? What do you like doing? Then you look at your intelligence. We have different levels of intelligence. We have intellectual ability. We have social intelligence. So, because in the careers, you're going to learn. If you don't have that ability to learn something, then you are going to, you are going to hate it. Like, let me give an example. When you go to school, you are taught biology. And you're told, when you do biology and chemistry, you become a doctor. But after doing all that biology in school, Are you a doctor?
I doctor myself.
When you go to do education, you do things like philosophy education. You do things like history of education. When now you go to teach, do you teach history of education? No. So these things that you go to the university, they provide a career path. So if you do engineering, electrical engineering, you don't become an electrician. There are many areas that they open for you.
Yeah.
So you have to find what is your interest. Like you want to do engineering because you have an A or an A minus. But wewe hujawahi jua kamera yako inafanya kazi aje, hiyo radio, hiyo art, hakuna kitu yenye ya in fact hata bulb ikiblow. Wewe unaita tu mtu kujani mufixi, and yet you want to become an engineer. You don't have that interest.
Oh my goodness.
You don't have that. So I was saying you need to, because you're going to learn. After, when you are working, utapelekwa kwanza kufundishwa how this organization works. Imagine you have a low level of intelligence or ability. Suppose you got that grade because somebody was behind you, a teacher was behind you. Na kuanguka ilikuwa ni vita. Ama mzazi anakuambia sitaki kusikia your grade. So you did all the best and you got a good grade. Now you are here and nobody is at your back. And now you are grown up. Ukisikia tu mnarudi kusoma, mnaenda seminars. Wewe utaki. Anta ukienda utaenda tu kusema it's accounting. So those are the factors that you look at. You also look at your aspirations. Kwa nini unataka kufanya kazi? Why do you want to work? This is like there are people who just want to work to satisfy their basic needs. Food, shelter, clothing. Yani wataka hapo na mpaka wa retire. Mwingine anaingia akijua mimi nataka kupanda mpaka juu. Then there are some careers that will stagnate you for 10 years here, another 10 years here. But then next time you are there, hujafika huko juu. Because there is no career growth. Hakuna opportunities of growth. Ask yourself the needs. Which need are you satisfying? Why do you want to work? No, like we have housewives who are, they can work, they have education, but they chose not to work. Because they have the money, they have the support, they chose not to work. But we cannot say that they are happy that way. Okay, so you ask yourself, why do I want to work? Like, look, if you are brought up in a challenged family and maybe security was an issue, kuna watu wamelala nje. And they are grown ups now, they are smart people, but their life was hard. Mzee anakuja amelewa na watupa nje wote wanalala nje. So that person is like, when I grow up and I start working, the first thing I look for is a house, you see. So, or a place to live. So this security issue, and now imagine you get a job where your security is compromised. Like you don't know whether tomorrow kuna kazi, boss ndiye huyo, you are working under pressure, under deadlines. Every time you are unaasesiwa kazi yako, unapewa grades, unapewa sasa usipofika hapa utaenda. Usipofanya hiyo utaenda. Sasa your idea of I can lose my job. You will be very uncomfortable. That's true. But even if you are going to work, you will be very uncomfortable. So ask yourself, what need am I trying to satisfy? There are people who never had large families. Like you are born from late maybe and you are a single child. You know, you can also be a single child. So you never had siblings. And now you want to, when you are growing up in your future, you want to have a home, a warm home with children. Then you choose a career that does not allow you to live, to interact closely with your children. Like you can have a career where you are moving from this country to another, then you come back. You see. Like if you are in aviation or in the airlines, girls like to be air hostesses. And their life, much of their life is when they are in there. Okay? And even when they come to the family, akiyetsema nimeenda jobs, hayuko hapa Kenya, ameenda. And yet, your need was, I wish I could have that warmth, which I was seeing with my neighbors. So you also look at your needs, your values, and your beliefs.
Wow.
The things that you like. What do you value in life?
I think that is very crucial. And as we are taking that break, how many of us, as we were just, we were moving from one level of education to another. How many had this knowledge? For me, zero. Like, I had zero knowledge on this. So when I'm choosing a career, I'm like, okay. And then there's the people also who are telling you, you do this career, it's going to help you. This other one, so you're like, okay, do I even have time to know what I want? And so allow us to take a break, but I hope with that first session, now you know at least mefika mahali. So are you there? You are wishing to join university. Please, this is for you and to all the parents. And also if to you feel you're tired with that career, this is also important for you. So don't forget, we are also here to mention to you and to remind you we are having our festival, an Easter festival that will be happening right here at Mizpah House of Prayer from the 28th to the 31st of March 2024. The host is Apostle Jesse Karanja together with Reverend Dr. Margaret Karanja. We'll be having a guest minister that is Apostle David Juma, and the host ministers in worship is Pastor Godil Babete and the prophetic voices of Mizpah House of Prayer. Alongside, they will be there alongside great men and women of God who will be leading us in different teams for the 72 hours of non-stop worship. We welcome you to call 0727766553 for directions and for bookings. So allow us to take that break, but we will be right back.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Praise the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. Glory be to the name of Jesus. From the 3rd of March, we have been having 21 days of prayer and thanksgiving to celebrate the risen Christ. And we want to welcome all of you to participate with us. Prayers are happening every day here at Mizpah as we worship the Lord, as we thank God for the finished work of the cross. And you have an opportunity to be with us. If you're following us online, please follow our services every morning, every afternoon, every night. We have programs that are coming to you that are helping you even to walk with us during these 21 days. If you can come to Mizpah, you are very much welcome. And remember, we will be climaxing from the 28th to the 31st for the Easter Worship Festival. It will be a great time. It will be a great moment in the presence of God. And this time, the festival that we are having has a wonderful, wonderful man of God that is coming, Apostle David Juma from Life Church International in Nairobi. And we also have great ministers of God that will be with us, that will be ministering in worship. You don't want to miss this great time. So we welcome you to join us. It will be a blessing in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Je, unapenda kusikiza hadithi za kusisimua?
Nilitetemeka. Nikasema nikafanana na huyo mtu, leo nimeisha.
Ungana nami kwenye kipindi cha Juzi ya Kuogofya kwa hadithi za kusisimua, hadithi za kutisha, maisha ya watu waliopitia panda shuka za maisha, wengine hati kufika kiwango cha kujitia kitanzi. Kwenye kipindi cha Juzi ya Kuogofya na kuletea hadithi kama hizi.
Wanga nakumbuka vizuri sana. Aliniambia kwanza kunywa chai.
He was the best male dancer, I was the best female dancer.
Watu wenye hadithi ambazo zilikuwa ni za juzi ya kuogofya, lakini Mungu anawatendea na wanakuwa na jana na leo ya kuvutia.
Na kweli wokovu wa Mungu na Biblia inaweza ikamuokoa, inaweza ikakupigania.
Ungana nami Joseph Karanja kila siku ya Jumatano na Alhamisi saa 3 usiku kwenye kipindi ukipendacho cha Juzi ya Kuogofya. Usikose, kwa sababu kinabadilisha na hata kusisimua.
Easter is very important for us because ni wakati wa ushindi wetu. The big thing is not the number of people. The big thing is the presence of God. It will be a time of great healing, a time of great miracles. Prepare yourself for this great festival.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
We are back. Welcome back to Mizpah TV, and welcome back to Nuru ya Asubuhi, a morning talk show that comes to every single Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. And on this section, we are having Last Till Tuesday, and our topic of discussion today is on career talks. I don't know if you ever went through this career guidance. I remember in some schools would take students to universities and teach them, or have these times where they would just get them together and just call someone to talk to them about these careers. But most are the schools which don't practice that. And so I don't know which category you're at. And also today we are having a counselor in studio who deals or who specializes on matters careers. And so we are here to identify, how can you identify the career that you ought to take? And also, how can you know, or what some of the things that can show you the man, for the last 10 years, you've been in the wrong career. It could be possible. And so feel free to join in the conversation and text us on the number that's on your screen. And also on Facebook and YouTube, we are coming to you live as Mizpah TV. Let's continue with our topic of discussion. With us, we have Nancy Ngige with us. Welcome back.
Oh, hi.
Karibu tena.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So I've heard you saying you could be in the wrong career. And I want to say, it is never too late to change. You'd rather change and live your life comfortably, other than struggle to fit in, because you'll never fit in. It is a house you have built, and it doesn't have some rooms. It is challenging. You'd rather relocate. Even it is never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. You can always change.
Yeah, that's true.
So after you have known yourself, you now have to have a short list of what are the likely careers that you are going to research on.
Or you should have an idea.
You can just go and say, now, I want to start from cluster 1, which is law, to the last cluster, which is French and German and others. You must say, now, I think this is where I fit. And Emily, you are doing this not after you have done your Form 4, but before, right from Form 1.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's say, you have not decided, I want to be an engineer. I have found myself, I want to be an engineer. It is after you have done your KCSE, you never did your physics. So this career talk should be done as early as Form 1 and as late as Form 2.
Okay.
Because in Form 2, that is when many schools start choosing their subjects. So that they move from 12, they come to 8. And once you drop a subject, there is no way you're going to fit in somewhere along there, unless now you do your KCSE again. And I have students who have actually redone a whole year because they dropped the subject, and that can be expensive. So you can always change. It's never too late to change. So what you do now, you look for
information.
Yes, get a few so that you can research on them. Research on what does it really mean to be an engineer, and what kind of engineering.
Okay.
Now look at this girl. She really loves herself. She is smart. She is ever in makeup. She loves her hair. Now she has done mechanical engineering. Or plant, she's now a plant operator. Or she is that kind of thing. Is that what you want? Is it really matching? Are you going to live in that career comfortably the way you want? Because it will dictate even the way you dress.
That is true.
There are some students or people, when they see uniform, they relate it to school because their school life was hard. But there are some careers that you are going to dress in a certain kind of dressing. If you are a nurse, you'll always be in that blue or white.
You want that for the rest of your life.
You're going to admire people, they're smart, this is the new version, but you will not have it. You go to the hospitality industry. And if you, or you not let me not say hospitality, but let's say food science or food production. You have to cover that hair throughout, as long as you're at work. If you are a mechanical engineer, because it is also risky, you are going to put on that. Okay. So these are things that you have to ask yourself. So look at how does it look like to work there? Okay. And so you research about facts about careers. You base your decision on facts.
Okay.
You mentioned about a banker. What do you find in banks? You will never go to a bank and find
noise.
Everybody quiet with your own machine, and now you are an extrovert. And the only time you open your mouth is when a customer is there, a client is there. Look at this bank. You're one person who is very broke. You have not paid your bills. I have come to deposit my 1 million. Another one is coming to withdraw their 100,000. And now you are supposed to see me as a client, and you are saying, si watu wako na pesa. Msiwahi sema watu hana pesa, pesa ziko. You are internalizing and saying, oh God, why can't I have money? But this is your career, which gives you that little money or that much money, which you are seeing. So you must be able to identify, are you comfortable working in that environment? Okay. So look at the money. There are people who will choose a career because kuna pesa. Like you're saying, somebody is pressurizing you. Hey, you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
I think the people who are in the biggest challenge are those who are A students. You got an A, an A minus, a B plus. You qualify for everything. I had a student who had an A minus, and a student wanted to do computers, I think computer science or something like that. And the parent is like, you're wasting that grade. You go for law, go for engineering, go for medicine, why waste a grade? You only have Peter. You see? So when you look at that, it is because there is that element of money. I'm going to make money. Doctors make money. Lawyers make money. It may be true. Engineers make money. Yeah, it is. There is a lot of money in engineering if you can get through up to that level. But is it money that drives you? You can have money, and when you put it on the table, you don't want to enjoy that money.
Yeah.
Either you don't even have the time to enjoy that money. You are on call 24 hours. Okay? You can't go for vacation because we are supposed to be on call. Or even when you have your vacation, that's when you are trying to find everything else that has been lying idle. Okay? So you look at, and again, why should you look at money? Because of your lifestyle. The lifestyle you would want to live when you start working. You know, I told you, this is a house we're building. Na hii nyumba ndio utaishi. So, are you going to, what kind of, are you a spender? When mtu akupenda kutumia pesa, ama unatoshaka tu na ile uko nayo. So, if you are a spender and you like going for vacations, you like big things, you like big cars, you like a big house, you don't want to live in an apartment, you want to live in a high rise. Your children should go to the best schools because that is what gives you satisfaction. Your wife should not, this kind of thing. Then you need money. So don't get that career which does not promise you money. Because if you do, you are likely to be dishonest. You are likely to look for a way of getting that money which is lucky. Because that is your lifestyle. Although we can change our lifestyles. Look at growth opportunities. That career which you are now choosing. Is there a growth? Am I in kukufa inakufa? Like today we have a lot of changes, yeah? We have changes in
education,
IT.
Yeah.
Huh? So everything, the way we did it is not the way you people are doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not the way your children will do it.
That's true.
Everything is changing.
Yeah.
Unasikia kitu inaitwa education is IT. Sisi hatukujua those things. So you have to keeps growing.
Yes.
So there are some careers which were there, and unfortunately or fortunately, they're still there with coops. But they are not taking you anywhere. Utaenda, you spend your 4 years, you study this. When you get out, now you are like, now this one I did.
4 years down.
Where is it taking me?
Yeah.
Hata kumention kenye ulifanya.
It's an embarrassment.
Especially when you start knowing, hii kitu nasoma, I'm in second year, I'm in third year, na hii kitu nasoma, sioni ikinipeleka anywhere. In fact, you are going to digress and start becoming something different in the university.
That's true.
And when you hear people are dropping out of university, it's because they have now lost connection.
Exactly.
So you also look at the market. Who needs you? Who needs your services? Like when we were in school, those two students who never went beyond A-levels or hawakwenda for 5 and 6, walikuwa wanatoka wanaenda secretary, and you leaders say, Dad, I don't want to go to school, I want to go to secretary, because secretaries wanaitwa karani. Secretaries were the thing. Wanaenda huko na typewriter ile ya buttons. Na unapenda hiyo. Today, who needs a secretary? Who needs a typist? So I'm only giving an example, because things are changing. So ask yourself, nikiingililia hapa, are there opportunities of growing? Ama nitaishida hapo, I'll enter there and exit there. Look at entry level. Now that you want to do that engineering, you want to do that medicine, you want to do that civil architecture, you want to do building, you want to do tour guiding, okay? You want to do journalism. Inaingililiwa wapi? What must you have for you to enter there? That's what I'm saying. You don't choose after Form 4, you choose before. You kijua sasa, for me to be in this media industry, I must perform in this and this and this. First of all, I have to do it and perform in it. Like you see, how many schools are doing sign language, Kenya Sign Language? Few. But the other day, some years ago, we never used to see sign language kwa TV.
Yeah.
But these days, every media house, they have
a sign interpreter.
Yes, an interpreter. During our time, or even today, very few schools are doing Kenyan Sign Language. Yes, it is unavailable. It is available. It can be an option. Yeah. So if you think that this is something that I admire and this is something I can do, then you should do it before you get to Form 4.
Okay.
How much does it cost you to get to that career? The training, the period of training. You know, when you go to students, you tell them, so what do you want to become? I want to become a doctor. Okay, how long do you train? I don't know. So they think it is 4 years to go to become a doctor. You tell them no. If you are training as a doctor, you go for 6 years. Then you go for another year for an intern. Before even you start thinking of whether you are specializing. And if you are specializing, you go for other years. Or when you go for engineering and you do your course for those many years, then you have to go and also do other tests or exams so that you can be admitted by the board. Or when you do law, you have to go to Kenya School of Law. Na mtu anahesabu hiyo miaka yote asijakula pesa. Wachana nayo. So you look at the how long does it take? Okay. And the longer it takes, the more expensive.
Okay.
Some of the most expensive courses to do in the university is medicine and engineering. And because you have to pay for it. And there's a lot of practicals in that. So you also ask yourself, these practicals, am I a bit with them? Ama utafika mahali uachane nayo.
Exactly.
So you have to feed yourself, research and find out.
Amazing.
What does it mean to work in a bank? What does it mean to work in the engineering industry? What does it mean to be a lawyer, for example? What does it call for? So that's what you look for as that introduction.
That is very important.
To the
Come to
outside
think
world,
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You come to think of it, that is very crucial, because sometimes, yes, unaweza kuja uone this is my passion, I'm passionate about it. But you look at the years you will be, and you're that person who wants to start a family by 22. You're like, me miaka saba nafanya nini shule, you know, that cuts it off. You look for something else that, yes, still you're passionate about, but you're also looking around. But now let's come and talk about some of the signs of wrong careers. People who are already in it. Kuna wengine, sisi hatukupata hiyo information. I'm not saying I'm in the wrong career. I'm in the best career I could ever be in. But there are people out there who are in wrong careers. And they're like,
you can be in the wrong career. And the good thing, you are never late to change.
It's never late.
It's never late. You can start your life at 40.
Oh my
You can start at 50 and still progress.
Okay.
Because here we are talking about the energy that you're going to put in something you love, you have a passion, you have an interest, you have the ability.
Drive for.
You can move.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. What are some of those signs?
Number one, you will struggle to fit in.
Oh.
You will struggle to fit in. When you struggle, and you find that you are struggling to fit in that environment, it tells this is not your career. For instance, you have deadlines. You are given deadlines to do this, deadlines to do this, and you are a phlegmatic, for example. You are a cool guy. Wewe mambo yako inaenda pole pole, una mpangilio, ukichagua nafanya hii, unapeleka mpaka inaisha. Na hakuna kuharakishwa. Now here somebody is on your back, harassing you and threatening you, and you can't fit in. Like you have a lot of energy, you are aggressive, you are choleric, you are aggressive, you are a go-getter, you are a goal, you are goal-driven. Yeah, you believe you can. In fact, if someone tells you, you're worthy, that is the fire that they give you. Ya kukuchoma ndio you prove. Ati munasema siwezi, that's when you do.
Don't know.
Then you get into a career which is very routine. Things are like, tufike kwanza, tusalimiane, tulizane maswali, tupanguze meza, tuketi chini, twende chai. You'll feel, I think I am not. No? Because you are not challenged, you are not effective. That is, you are not productive.
You're struggling.
There's somebody who productivity doesn't matter.
Okay.
But here you want to count and say, tangu niamke mpaka saa hii, what have I done?
Okay.
So you're going to have mental symptoms or effects on your mental health.
That's another one.
If you are in the wrong career, that is the first thing. Number one, you might be anxious. Like anxiety is a fear of something. So every time, let's say you see your boss or your supervisor is like, atapata makosa. You see, you are anxious because you are not sure you have done
what you are needed,
what you are supposed to do.
Yes.
If you get into anxiety, you start hating that which gives you anxiety. And what gives you anxiety? Your job. Okay? Now when you start hating your job, you start now underperforming. When you start underperforming, there's conflict between you and your boss. So it gets into stress. Stress is when your body now feels there is something that I need to adjust to. If you can adjust that little stress, it gives you energy to do what you're supposed to do, like meeting deadlines. But if it is too much, your body starts giving in. And when your body now starts giving in, you are going to use all the defense mechanisms to protect that body. Like you can withdraw, you can get quiet. So you when you start withdrawing, you are quiet, it is easy to get into depression. Kwa sababu ya kazi. There will also be physical symptoms. If you are in the wrong career, you are likely to cause a lot of accidents. Because your mind is not in it. Like already, ikitu upendi. So even when you are supposed to be careful, like you make a lot of mistakes, and some mistakes are very deadly. Like imagine you are a lab technician.
Okay.
In a hospital. You don't like that work. You are not meant to be that. And so the only things that you operate with is get specimen, and I'm not saying it's bad. you're on media.
Yeah.
You get specimen, you come with a microscope, you look at things. When I was in school, I never saw those things. Mwalimu alikuwa anatuambia bring sijui what majani nje. Hebu kujani muangalie. People are saying they are seeing things, and I never saw. So I knew me. So you're supposed to count the, I don't know, the virus, they count the blood, count the malaria parasites, and we are seeing them. Personally, I never saw them, and I'm not expecting I'm going to see them today. So if that is your life, what will make you not do shoddy work?
Yeah.
Because probably it is not the right thing. You are there because you are earning. So you can even misdiagnose people. Yeah? You can give the wrong medication. So you can make a lot of accidents. A lot of mistakes. You get into accidents. There is also a lot of conflict. People are pressured because this is something they don't like. And you are waking up on Monday morning, and when you think, I'm going to work and I'm going to meet that boss, I'm going to that desk, I don't like it. So when you get there, because of the state of your mind, anybody who crosses your path, inakuwa vita. You can fight over anything. You can even fight over a chair. Nani amechukua kiti hapa? Kwani kwako hakuna kiti? Wewe umekuja na kiti yako. You know, it can be like that. Okay, people when they get into that level, they escape through drugs and alcohol. So, because the day was tough, and nobody seems to understand me here, and it is your personality or your personal profile, because it is not just personality, you have the interest, the intelligence, and all that. It is the one that is not fitting in. Kuna mtu anafurahia hiyo kazi, lakini wewe ufurahi. Your boss also knows, out of the two, ni nani anafurahia, nani anawezana nayo. So if there is an assignment to be done, ama a conference to be attended, or a seminar, or a workshop, atachagua ule, sio wewe. Because anaona. So next time anachagua huyu, so unasema, kwani ananionea? But anaona hata wewe ukienda, you don't bring us a report. Because for you are not in that. So even when promotions come, you'll be bypassed. Now when you find that you have spent this number of years and it seems like your work is never appreciated, instead of knowing that inaonekana from the way you are doing it, you feel like you want to, unaonewa. It even increases your anxiety.
Now what do we do?
You choose the career that suits you best.
Okay.
And you do it this way. Sit down with a counselor.
Okay.
Because you cannot do it alone.
Okay.
There are some areas that, a counselor helps you to see what you don't see. Yeah? Like, we rely on a continuum. If you are extroverted and introverted, uko katikati. Kuna mtu wako katikati, anaweza ongea, anaweza nyamaza. Kuna mwingine ako the extreme, introverted kabisa. Kuna mwingine extroverted kabisa. Now your counselor will give you a guidance through that talk therapy. Atajua where you are.
Okay.
So if you get to know what you are, your interests, your ambitions, your background, you are even stereotype, like even gender stereotype. Okay, the way you are socialized, what you want to feed in. Kwanza ujijue. Ukijijua, sasa now sit down and get those careers that you think can match with you, and now do research, because you not go to that office. You can even look for somebody like a mentor. Ask that person in that profession. Wewe wakati munaenda kujenga, what kind of life is this? Munakuwaga aje? Because or get a teacher, for example. You have many teachers.
Yes.
Muulize akuwa mwalimu inakuwaje? And when you get to identify, I think this is my best career, then you match. Then after you match, you invest in that career. Investing means that now you go and do the training, you look for money, you look for resources, you get to school, and you now do the best you can. There's something that I always tell students. This exam results that you got should come last.
Oh, last.
It should come last. Because if it comes first, it's like you're looking at maths, I had a D+. Physics, I had a B+. This, now where do I fit? Hii karatasi ni ya mwisho. So that when now you have done this too, then you go to the results and you say, where do I qualify?
Okay.
If you find that I qualify in this one, but the system in Kenya will not take me there, Don't compromise what you can be because of what there is.
Okay.
I don't know whether you're getting me.
Don't compromise what you can be for what there is.
Because the cooks will tell you, wewe hatuchukuchukui, wewe hatukuchukui, wewe utaenda hii. Because cooks will give you what is available
for now.
Yes, for people who have performed the way you have.
Yeah.
But coops is not you. Coops should not decide for you. So what should you do? If really, you think you should have been an engineer, but the way the exam came, because it is an exam, it's done in 6 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, and it determines what you're going to become for the rest of 36 years.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know you work for that 6 years? That's 5 years? That 4 years?
Yeah.
How do you live in a leaking house for that 4 years?
That would be dangerous.
It is very uncomfortable.
Wow. Thank you.
What you do is you can even start low. Start with a diploma. Ikupandishe.
Pande juu. Amazing.
So let people go for counseling. We were there at Bahati next to the district office.
Yeah.
You come, we talk, we can even chat. We talk, we chat, we find what can you do. Usikimbie. Now, if you're already you're already working and you are finding you're struggling, ask yourself, can I go all the way? Now when I retire, that's when I will start recollecting myself. This may be late.
Yeah.
So
Start
the
now.
earlier, the better. And if you are not fitting in because of other issues, go for counseling. Go for therapy.
Wow.
So that we remove those issues that are making you not fit in your profession. People commit suicide and yet they have money.
Yeah.
They are working and they have been pushed that level. Why should it come to that?
Okay.
Let us find out what is it that is challenging you. And when it is, whatever it is you who will discover, by the way, this is my challenge and this is what I can do to solve it.
Wow.
So careers is a lifestyle.
Okay.
And
Let's be wise.
Yes, we can't afford
to mess up.
To take chances.
Okay.
This is a house we are building.
Yes.
It better be a good house.
Wow.
And a comfortable house.
I hope our people now are aware. And thank you to you so much, because with this wisdom, some of us are going to sit down and rethink of the careers choices we did. And now decide to start over. It's never too late, as you've said.
It's never too late.
So my people, hope you've learned and I hope you've been encouraged. Always check out on Facebook and also on YouTube, Better Days, for those counseling. If you want to talk to her and seek more, Better Days is on Facebook and also on YouTube, and you're going to be blessed. And also Nancy Ngige as well, you can check her out. That is what we had for you on Lifestyle Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
And thank you for the insights you've shared with us.
Thank you.
And you can also share this with someone else out there who you know they need to hear about this. After this, we're coming for a discipleship class with the man of God, Pastor Philip Mulinge. So we take that break. We'll be right back.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Mizpah House of Prayer. A home for all people and denominations. A house of prayer, fasting, intercession, worship, and the prophetic word.